Hello everyone and welcome back to Books and Babble. I am so sorry. Probably nobody noticed, but I didn't post a video last week. Basically, I'm in the middle of essay writing and I just got really busy. But on the plus side, I've decided I'm going to film 2 videos today, so you can have one today and then you'll get one on Friday as usual. So hopefully that will make up for it. So today's video, I don't know if any of you have seen, but my friend Poppy did a newbie booktuber tag. So I've decided I'm going to be a shameless copycat and do exactly the same thing. I'll pop a link to her video down below. If you haven't seen that already, you should go and check that out and check out all of her other videos. She's great. Yeah, so cool. On with the very first question, which is, why did you start this channel? So I started this channel because, well, I've been meaning to start a YouTube channel for a while. I just didn't know what to do it on, and then obviously I love books. I'm doing an English literature degree, plus I enjoy BookTube anyway. I like seeing what other people think of books, and it was a community that I wanted to be more a part of, so yeah. So question 2, what fun and unique things can you bring to BookTube? Well, I don't know. I don't know, that's really bad, isn't it? I should be more, yay, I'm a great person, but I shall leave that for you to decide. What's fun and unique about me, I guess, I don't know. The third question is, what are you most excited about for this new channel? I don't know. I'm really interested in being part of the BookTube community. I actually quite enjoy this process of filming videos and editing it. It's fun and it's another skill that I've got. And, you know, I just enjoy talking about books and it gives me an excuse to read books. So yeah, that's probably what I'm most excited for. Why do I love reading? Question 4, why do I love reading? A number of reasons. I suppose if I had to put a finger on the biggest reason, is a form of escapism. I get excitement from reading books. You know, I get to chuck myself into somebody else's life for a bit, which is not something that you can do with a film or watching TV. You know, that's very much you're watching somebody else. Whereas with books, I think you can really get into the story and become part of that world and that place and experience those things. With a good book, experience those things that the characters are feeling. And I think that's honestly the thing that I love most about reading. So question 5 is, what book or series got you into reading? And I honestly and truly can't remember. My mum taught me how to read before I went to school, and I have loved reading ever since I first learned how. I don't think I've been without a book to read at any point in my entire life, since I learnt to read, obviously. I suppose if I had to, the first one in my memory, the thing that I remember reading the most is Harry Potter. I don't know, I think I must have been about 6 or 7 when I first started reading them. I actually watched the first film before I read the first book, but my mum had the first 4, and then she bought the 5th one when that came out, and then when the 6th one came out, we only got 1 copy. That was a bad idea. Yeah, so I would be reading it before I went to sleep, and then about 9 o'clock, which was my bedtime, but I never observed it because I would read, my mum would come in and take the book off me, which sucked. But yeah, so when the 7th book came out, we were down in St Ives for a family holiday, so my mum took me to a little bookshop, and we went to the midnight release. So the day that it came out, we were waiting in the queue. We were actually the first in the queue, but then I got hungry, and then we came back and the queue was longer, which sucked, but it was still great to be there when the first book came out. So we got 2 that time. And I remember the lady in the shop, my mum, because they were something like $15.99 each or something like that. So my mum told us she could keep the change, but the woman in the shop, she said, "No, you must take them. I've been saving up brand new shiny pennies for weeks and weeks and weeks so that I can hand them out, so they're like golden snitches." So yeah, I've still got the bag that they came in somewhere, actually, I think up in my mum's loft. But yeah, and that was just such a nice experience, and I'm so glad that I got to have it. I am just so grateful that I grew up in a time when Harry Potter was coming out and, you know, it was a thing. I can remember, like, Harry Potter was what we played in the playground at school. We had some arguments over who was who, I can tell you that. But yeah, it was just such a big part of my life. So if I had to pick one series, it didn't get me into reading, but that's probably what made me love reading quite so much and kept me going, if that makes sense. And if I ever have a slump, I always reread Harry Potter. So question 6 is, what questions would you ask your favourite booktubers? So I suppose for that it would have to be, how do you keep going? Like, I found it hard enough. I haven't even been doing this, like, 2 months? I think I've only been doing this like a month and a half, and I've already missed 1 week. How do you find the time with life and things, I suppose, you know, to keep going? I really want to keep going, and I'm going to. But I'm moving home in a couple of weeks, and I'm going to be at work all during the week. So I don't know when I'm going to get time to film, really. But I shall stay strong. I shall keep doing it. But yeah, so that's what I would ask my favourite booktuber. How do you keep going? So question 7 is, what challenges do you think will be hardest to overcome? I think I've just answered that question. You know, I'm really worried that I'm not going to be able to stick at it, but I'm going to try my hardest, and hopefully you guys can help me and keep me motivated. Question 8 is, when did you start reading? I think I've sort of already answered this as well. Yeah, just my mum taught me to read, like, when I was, I think it's probably as soon as I could talk, really. It's been quite a big part of my mum's life. So yeah, she used to sit and read with me, and then I started being able to read on my own. So just as long as I can remember. You know, it's such a massive part of my life. Honestly, don't know what I'd do without it. I'd probably go stir crazy. Question 9 is an easy one. Where do you read? The answer is anywhere I can, really. Anywhere, anytime, just love it. And the last question, question 10, is what sort of books do you read? So I kind of answered this in a previous question, in a previous video, I think. I will read any book that is good. I'm sort of the same with music. As a general rule, I tend to read books with romance in them. Fantasy novels, love it. Historical romance, love it. Fantastical historical romance. Now that, you've got a winner. And if it's set in Scotland, you've got me down. That's fantastic. So there you go. What books do I like to read? Fantasy, Highland, historical romance. That's an answer for you. So that's all the questions from the Newbie Booktube tag. So yeah, I hope that's given you a bit more insight into me as a booktuber. I guess I'm not really there yet. I'm going to keep going. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please hit like if you have. Ask any questions you like down in the comments. I'm more than happy to answer. And please subscribe to see more videos from me. And I promise there will be, this is going to go out and then there will be a video on Friday as well. And I'm going to try and be better. It's essay season, as I say, so I'm all a bit up in the air, but I'm going to try my hardest. I love you all, and thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.